Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, November the 28th, 2022. Today we're pulling from the Wild Unknown tarot cards. So the biggest takeaway here is to ascend out of this Ten of Swords, the Devil, and be honest with yourself. We have the Five of Pentacles here. You know what I mean? You can't let this energy take over you. Do not make permanent decisions out of temporary emotions. Maybe you're just tired. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is the time of year people get stressed and depressed and, you know what I mean? Anxiety, fear, worry, and doubt come in, and it's just like, be bigger than your fear. Four Pentacles, not rest or rejuvenation, excuse me. Release all fear, worry, and doubt. You have nothing to fear at all. So it's like, your emotions, like what you got to figure out, take the emotions out of the situation. What is triggering you? Maybe you're tired. I remember I only slept for 4 hours after Shane passed away a day. I couldn't sleep anymore. I couldn't find anything to shut my mind down. I was exhausted, but I couldn't sleep. You know what I mean? It's the worst feeling in the world. But it's just like, when I started napping, and I know it sounds horrible because it's like, people are depressed, they shouldn't nap, but it's just like, sometimes you just need that. You know what I mean? If you've been going on a few hours of sleep, you just need that woosah. You just need to sleep. This eclipse energy, man, I'm telling you, so much change. So much change. Personally, family, freaking work. It's just like, damn, you know? Not all of it has been ugly, but, it's like, I'm the type of, I don't like change. But I'm learning to be like, you know what? Like I said before, how can I help you help me to make this easier? Oh my word! It's like, what can I do to assist you to make this easier? You know what I mean? It's just like, damn. We got this fire energy here. We got the Seven of Wands, and it's like taking the higher ground. You're about to call checkmate on a situation, and it's not even so much a checkmate. I feel like it's like, look at the darkness of this card. Be that light. Find that light. They were showing, this was weeks ago. They said, get outside and find the sun. Go outside at night and find the moon. You know what I mean? It's like, they were showing, you're going through it, take the dogs out when the sun is high in the sky. Like, it's winter, it's cold. Nobody want to be outside. But when it's warm, like tomorrow's supposed to be warm here, it's like, get outside, get yourself in the sun, absorb some of those beautiful rays, listen to the birds. Like, you know what I mean? Just sit there and do things that make you happy. They're like, have a nice cup of hot chocolate. Like, do positive things. Death. Change and transformation. You're going to sit there and say, you know what, self? You know what? I love me. I'm not going to waste my energy. Sometimes it's hard not to. We obsess in our emotions. We're emotional creatures. We feel a certain way. Something didn't work out the way we wanted. And it's just like, you learn later on, what a waste of energy. It's not a waste. We're just human. You know what I mean? It's just like, we sit there, we think about a situation, and it's like, we want it so badly, but universe is like, I'm protecting you. You have no idea. You know what I mean? If you go down that path, you ain't gonna like it. So I know you ain't gonna like it, so I'm not bringing it in your life. I have something better for you. But we're so impatient, and we're like children. I want it, I want it, I want it, And Spirit is like, hell no. And then you learn later, like, damn, I dodged a bullet. You're like, thank you, Spirit. Spirit, like, I told you, dummy. This is why I didn't bring it in your life. Oh, man. Like this Ten of Swords one, man, it's like eye for an eye. You know what I mean? You got the sword going right through the bull's head, eye for an eye. You got to be careful with that, you know what I mean? This card, Ten of Swords, could be a literal death. You got the Ten of Swords and you got the Five of Pentacles there with that tilted flower. It's like, bereavement. You got to be careful. Sometimes you get dug up, this shadow energy gets so dug up in you that you let it fester, you let it breed, and it's like, you got to cut that off. You got to, like a fire, you got to take that oxygen away. You got to be that positive light where it's just like, if you don't have it in you, who do you know that will be that light for you? Who will sit there and come over, hey, you know what? Take a shower. I kid you not, you will feel so much better. Take a shower, have a nap. Honestly, you will feel so much better. You will feel like you'll feel all nice and toasty. You go crawl under your blanket, and you don't think you're gonna fall asleep. Bam, you're out. It's like drinking a cup of hot milk. You're just out. We got the Daughter of Swords. We got to be truthful here. This is a major message. I missed that earlier, but this is a major message. Wield that sword of truth, even if you have to wield it with yourself. You got to sit there and be like, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. You know what I mean? Did this happen before? It's like, yeah, it happened before. Like, well, let's learn from that. It didn't work out. We found out X, Y, and Z later on. We got to be patient here. We got to sit down and have patience. If you feel like it's just like ongoing cycle, it's just like, with work or something's tedious, it's just like holidays are coming. What does everyone complain about when the holidays here? Everything is locked down. You can't do nothing. Or you're avoiding the stores because it's Boxing Day and all that. And you're just like, I'm bored. It's quiet. You know what I mean? Spirit is just like, damn, you lazy. You're not doing no work. And it's like, you ain't lazy. It's just, you're not lazy. It's just you're not used to being so quiet. You know what I mean? So it's just like, embrace the quiet. You know what I mean? They were saying, I think it was TikTok, I think it was they were talking about how you're single. It's like, who cares? It's like, when you're in a relationship, either you're their mommy or they're your daddy. Oh, pick this up for me, do this, do that. Oh my gosh. It's like they forget something, they're like, put it by the front door when I'm getting ready. It's like, how old are you? Oh my gosh. It's like, how the hell do you function? How do you make it through the day? It's like, are you crazy? You know what I mean? They're telling you to ascend out of this energy. You know what I mean? We're heading into, like, we're coming out of this new moon. Like, there's a sickle in the sky. It's like to the south of us. So it's like, it's really low laying on the horizon to the south. So you can't see, like, the sickle in the sky. Like, it goes behind the trees. So it's like, you can't really see it right now. So it's just like, all right. You just gotta wait till it's higher in the sky. But it's, I always look for it. But then I go outside and it's like, I'm able to see the stars a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because the moon ain't so high in the sky. It gives you a chance to observe the stars more, So it's just like, they're saying like ascend here, A lot of people, and I'm God bless you, like my heart goes out to you. Like I wish I had a magic wand to take that away. You know what I mean? I was sitting there and I'm just like, damn, when's this 20-degree weather going to come back? It's like, reality check, dummy. You live in the North Pole. There's no more 20 days for a while. You know what I mean? It's just like, I kid you not. I woke up, it was toasty. I was like, all right, put my shorts on, took the dog out for a walk. By the time at the end of the day, I was in jogging pants and I was like, damn, where'd this come from? I'm outside the other day and I'm like, when's that 20 day going to come back? And it's like, that's done. It's going to be 2. And it's just like, you never know how much you appreciate warm weather until it's 2 and you're like, wow, that's warm. It's just like, that ain't warm. That's not normal. But you appreciate it. You're just like, shoot, damn. At least it's warm. At least you can go outside. The wind here, my ears hurt. It was howling for like a week. It was howling. It's like, I don't know if it came from the Arctic, oh my gosh, it was cold. It's like, where in if I wanted to move further up north, I would. Damn, it's cold. Just grips you. But I'm telling you, I feel like this is winter blues. I feel like you're obsessed about something too much. You know what I mean? There is when I get into the definition of the cards, there's someone that's being very arrogant. I'm better than this one. I'm better than that. Look what I have. Look. And it's just like they're flashy. They're showing off. And it's like, you know what I mean? And now it's bit them in the ass again. It's like, didn't you learn from the first time that this happened? It's like, you break down your own life. You sit there and you pull it apart. What do they say? A good man or a good woman is worth more than gold and silver. Because they will do everything to build up their home. When you got that person that's willing to friggin' pull the leg out of the house, one of the pillars, and watch the whole thing tumble just for their selfish gain, good. God bless you. You're never going to get ahead. They will always self-destruct. We're starting off with the 4 Pentacles. So, possession, control. So, we have Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Virgo. We have 6 immutable signs. And it's just like, this, like, if you have a to-do list, it's like, get it done. You know what I mean? Mine, I swear to you, it's just like, I had one weekend where everything was going the way it was supposed to, then boom, again. I'm like, what in the flying bejesus is going on here? I don't know what is going on with that eclipse energy. If there's someone has put pause on the eclipse, it's just like change after change after change. I'm like, damn. Like, it's just like one thing after another, and it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, shoot, All I can hear is like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, on break, and I'm just like, this is gonna be the most positive Christmas ever. Like, everything is happening to make it the worst. But I'm like, I'm in the Christmas spirit. I'm in the Christmas spirit. I don't care, man. Sorry. Past how many Christmases I lived in hell. I ain't living in hell this year. Sorry. I will sit there with a bottle of cheer. I don't care. I will make it a Merry Christmas. I don't care. So that's finding the light. That is the 7 of Wands right there. It's like, I don't care. Fucking do it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to make it a holly jolly Christmas. I don't even care. Isn't it like, what's his name? Oh gosh, what was that movie? It's not called Griswold's Christmas. Oh my gosh. You know which movie I'm talking about? Oh my gosh. He just sits there and he loses his mind. He goes outside, he cuts down a tree, and he like freaking goes off. You know what I mean? It wasn't the way that he thought it was going to be, but you know what? In the end, it worked out. So the Four of Pentacles first suggests material gain and stability. Only good news for your bank account and home. So we've been hearing a lot of that, with no harm to none, and so it is that some financial endeavor is going to come in. Yet underneath the surface, this card is of warning. Do not become possessive or controlling. Holding on too tightly to the material world will leave you rigid, stagnant, displeasing to others. Wealth is a concept. You know what I mean? Maybe you only have, they were showing that, like, they're showing it again, but this was like in a reading years ago, and this man only had like $20 in his wallet. He was coming through that door, and he was just excited to be home. He went through that door, and it's like he was grateful for the roof over his head, clothes on his back, food on his table. You know what I mean? Like, he did not care. He was just like, he was happy to be home, and that, to him, was worth $1 million. You know what I mean? That, to him, was his, we always sit there, we want to be millionaires and billionaires, because that's what they preoccupy us with. You want to be a billionaire. Reach billionaire status. And it's like, you don't know what they had to sell their soul to the devil to get, some of these people, And it's like, you have $1 billion. It's like, why don't you help the world? Instead of hanging on to your $1 billion status, why don't you change the world for a positive? No, you'd rather be a billionaire on paper. Can't take those $1 billion with you, So 7 of Wands, courage and inner strength. Bravery, courage, strength, resilience. What is fire signs all about? It's like, find that light. You know what I mean? It's like, in that darkness, it's like, find that light somewhere. I guess I would say obsessively thinking about something. And I'm just like, you know what? If it was meant to be in my life, it would. But it's just like, it didn't just, I just got into this, kind of tunnel vision, And it's just like, it is what it is. It's because I pulled my cards and I know what they said. You know what I mean? And just like little things that are said and dropped, it's just like, it kind of sucks you back in. You know what I mean? But it's just like, you got to be bigger than that. A single wand stands up tall, ablaze with light. The others fall away in shadow. Such is the story of the 7 of Wands. You'll not find any strength or support from others. You'll only yourself. When I went through that journey, I went through it alone, and I was just like, you know what? It pushed me closer to God. I thought I was close to God. I was so much closer to Him. You know what I mean? It's like I really delved into the Hebrew faith. It's like, I was curious about it since 2009. I got a Hebrew Bible, but it was in Hebrew. I couldn't read it for the life of me. I finally got an English one. I started reading it, and then just my whole world just collapsed. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's what got me through. Mass and tribal trails and like, faith and having that discipline of Shabbat, people ridiculing and judging me and, making fun of me, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's fine. My cousin, like, I wish me and him would hang out, because it's just like, we have a lot of same belief systems, and it's just like, did they make fun of Jesus? And it's like, yeah, like he said, it wasn't going to be easy. You know what I mean? I don't push it on anyone. I don't, you know what I mean? But it's like, don't come in my home and And, or, if you see me reading my, Torah, like, I'm not disrespecting no one, I'm just doing my thing. But nope, they got to sit there and, oh, it's funny. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not funny. You know what I mean? It's just like, just leave people alone. You'll find your way. You'll find your light. Whatever it is, whatever brings you happiness, put your energy into that. Such is the story of the Seven of Wands. Not so you'll find your strength. It's time to be truly courageous and stand up for your beliefs. You may feel overwhelmed with caution and fear, but your internal fire will guide the way. Yeah, you may feel like, worried and everything because, like, we see things. It's like getting yourself away from the news, first of all. Don't get obsessed about that because, you know what I mean? That is the whole reason for it, is to put fear, 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 fear. Not one positive thing. There's so many happy things that happen in the community, and you know what I mean? No, can't talk about that. We got to talk about this tragedy. You know what I mean? Like, when the whole pandemic was happening, it was just like that. Black Lives Matter. Then they were unearthing the indigenous residential school graves. It's like, it was a lot. And I'm like, oh, it's like, I can't. I really can't. It's just like, I'll watch it for the weather. If I'll watch a couple stories. If it starts going down that path, I'm like, all right, fast forward. It's like, nope, I will not watch it live anymore because it's like, I don't need that in my life. So closure, transformation. No one loves the sight of the death card in a reading. And I feel like this is why they're telling you to transform. You have nothing to fear. Like, yeah, it's a lot. You're going through something. It's like, feel your feelings, but don't make a home there. You feel this like loss and uncertainty because you're like, this, like the whole, they're showing like when you make a house, I guess you would, a house of cards. You're sitting there building this card house, and then someone just comes and knocks the whole thing over. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what? You're recalibrating. So in that uncertainty, uncertain energy, until you can find your footing and start your foundation again, you're just like, what do I do? You're kind of like spazzing out and glitching. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's okay. You feel, scared, because you're just like, well, what do I do? How do I move forward? How do I move on from this? And it's like, you will. You just give it some time to settle. Give yourself some time, find your footing. Be patient with yourself. They're saying eat a little more, so maybe you haven't been eating enough. You know what I mean? They're like, get your calories in you. It's like, sit there and get your sleep. You know what I mean? It's like, don't feel guilty for playing your video games. They're showing someone having their headset on and they're playing, and it's just like mindlessly playing, but it's just like you're turning your brain off. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, is that we can't turn it off. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you're a smoker or drinker or anything like that, which is good. You know what I mean? But it's just like finding a way to turn that off. And it's just like, that's where they're saying, get outside and take your dogs with you. This thing with the dogs lately. But it's like, take your dog out with you. Dogs. This person has more than one dog. Take your dogs out with you and, get outside in the sun and just, radiate that energy. And it's like, what can you do outside, or what can you do inside to burn off? Maybe decorate, that takes a lot of energy. Oh my goodness. I got to relabel my stuff. But we did this is our first year doing Nightmare Before Christmas theme. So it was just I didn't find all my ornaments, but I'm sure when I look for my Hanukkah stuff, I'll find them. It's just, you got to label it a little bit better. Why spend most of our lives denying death altogether? So when this card appears, it's easy to get frightened or think bad, quote unquote, things will happen. Don't let the drama distract you from the message. Something in your life needs to end. So this ending needed to happen for others to grow. You know what I mean? Something is ending here. It's kind of, with that Ten of Swords is a little tricky there, and especially the Five of Pentacles. It's like there's, a loss, and it's just like, don't make permanent decisions out of temporary emotions. You know what I mean? It's just like, you will rise again. You know what I mean? Like, just who you are. It's just, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, at that time, or maybe you've never seen yourself at that way, maybe that's what keeps you humble. But it's like, you are a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? That's why so many people dislike you, because of who you are. Half of them want to be you. Half of them, they just, they don't want to work as, maybe make them look bad. Like, you work like you're just a workaholic. You're just a perfectionist, and they don't like that. It's just like, oh, you're making the rest of us look dirty. I'm not putting all. That's fine. No one's asking you to. You know what I mean? That's my biggest issue is like people sit there, they gripe about other people. And it's like, instead of griping about me, why don't you put that energy into something productive? They don't want to do that. It's easier to run you down and try to make you look bad than them sitting there and trying to change their life. Instead of them trying to put that energy into their own life and change it for the positive, they rather just sit there in the toxic energy, this devil energy, dig their hooves in and be like, you know what? I like running you down better. I like this better. Why should I sit there and try to change my life for the better when I can run you down, watch you self explode or whatever, or watch you fall, hopefully, because they wish ill things on people, instead of putting that energy in a positive way. They rather live that way. Don't change. You are happy with what you do. You don't mind sitting there putting all the blood, sweat, and tears into something because that's who you are. Do it. Don't let anyone stand in your way. Don't let drama distract you from the message. It needs closure, and that's what you're going through because it's so much going on. It's like, can we get some flipping closure here? Can I have some rest and rouge? It's coming. What does everyone say during the holidays? I'm bored. I've watched all the Christmas movies. I've done napping. I have nothing else to do. Put away your tree. Put away your Christmas tree. Put your house back together. So by the time the new year comes, you're not griping that, oh my gosh, it's March. It's almost April. I still have my stockings up. This will happen voluntary or involuntary. So it's like, it's inevitable that things will fall into place. You know what I mean? It's like, are you, like, remember I always say, like, when they sit there and they do all these renovations, I'm like, let me help you. Tell me what to do to help you so this will go faster so it'll help me. How can I assist you so that I can get you the frick out of my house? Either way, you will feel a positive transformation begin after the initial forms of suffering have passed. So you're feeling these things because you're purging. You obviously there's a reaction in you. Something has happened to cause you some sort of emotional reaction. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's not all for naught. They're saying you will shine again. You will rise again. You know what I mean? It's just a temporary setback. You know what I mean? It's just, things need to settle down and it'll all fall into place. Ten of Swords. Ruin, rock bottom, drama. Oh my God. Drama, if I could speak. But this is where I get eye for an eye. Tooth for a tooth. You know what I mean? We're going to sit there and just obliterate each other. When the Ten of Swords appears, you finally hit rock bottom. You've let others walk all over you while you play the victim. I don't feel like it's play the victim. When I was really going through it, people were kicking me while I was down. They made my journey so much worse. You know what I mean? And I just was like, whatever you say, I don't give a crap. I really don't give a shit. The less decisions I had to make, the better. It's just, I was so freaking fried and shocked and depressed and in bereavement. I felt like a piece of my soul was missing. It's just like, you know what I mean? When you go through that, you're just like, whatever. As soon as that widow fog lifted, I was just like, I was a force to be reckoned with. I started sleeping and napping and rejuvenating. And then all of a sudden the widow fog was gone, And I was just like, now try and freaking kick me while I'm down. You'll get a foot right back in the head. I will take your foot and stick it where no man's land. That's what people do. They kick you when you're down. It is possible that you love the backstabbing and drama too much to move forward without it. So there are people. They go through dramatic situations and they just love it. Oh, look how freaking popular I am. Oh, look at all the drama. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They're bored when nothing's going on. If not for drama, what would you focus on? It's time to find out. There are people that will blow up their lives just to see, what happens. Like I said, a good man or a good woman is worth more than gold and silver. Not I say. A lot of faithful books say that. Addiction, negativity. So this is when the shadow energy is trying to dig in there. Do you know what the funny thing is? There's someone I speak with, and they were talking about obsessive thinking. It's like all of us are obsessive thinking lately. Though it may feel frightening when the devil appears in your reading, this card carries an urgent message and must be interpreted with total honesty. The darkness of the devil card takes the form of addiction, negativity, materialism, It is an indicative and ugly relationship with a person of substance, a person or substance. Like we say, a person, place, or thing. It's digging in us. Identify the dependency and how it's holding you back. The devil's hooves are strong and relentless. Their grip will not loosen unless a conscious change is made. Free yourself. It is up to you to free yourself. You know what I mean? Like, they're sitting there, like, playing the victim. No, we're not playing a victim. We feel there's something that happened. We had an obvious reaction. You know what I mean? We're having a reaction. So let yourself feel the reaction. Don't sit there and beat yourself up because you feel something. You know what I mean? Obviously, it has an effect on your life because they meant something to you. You know what I mean? If someone is, departing your life, and I don't mean like in a permanent way. I mean, someone's leaving your life or a situation is changing in your life. It sucks. Change, everybody hates change. But you know what? From change comes growth. It's just like we're in that void of course right now. It's like, let the chips settle. You know what I mean? Pull yourself together. Feel what you're feeling. Pull yourself together and move forward. Don't let this define who you are. So like they're saying with the Daughter of Swords, let the truth prevail. Let the chips fall. Be truthful with yourself. Like they're saying, you're the strong force to be reckoned with. Don't let this be the thing that takes you out. The Daughter of Swords is a young woman whose honesty and insight take her far in life. People truly value her frankness. She learns from keen observation. It almost seems as though she never stops watching. Sometimes this becomes a burden for her, as she cannot help but notice this or that, small details that could have been done better. There's a potential for her to hold on to those experiences and become spiteful and judgmental. I could definitely feel that, It's not even spiteful, it's just not even judgmental, it's just frustration. You know what I mean? It's just... It's a waste of energy. In reality, you sit there and you're like, oh, it could have been done this way. Why? If someone is purposely doing something to, take down their life, it's just let them, you know what I mean? Just that's a them problem. Be there to support them, but it's just like, if you're making a conscious effort to sabotage, then that's a you problem. It's like, you don't have to judge them. You don't have nothing. You sit there and observe, don't absorb. So 5 of Pentacles. And that's why I'm worried with that 10 of Swords and that 5 of Pentacles. That's what I'm saying. Don't make permanent decisions out of temporary emotions. Because with the 5 of Pentacles, for me, I feel loss. I feel like you just feel like, you're lost. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like anxiety, depression, fear, worry, and doubt. It's like you got to keep walking forward. 5 of Pentacles is a card of hard times. It could come from the form of illness, job loss, financial trouble, or rejection. So with no harm to none. I feel like this is just obsessive thinking. I feel like you're in your head and you're overly obsessing about things. I feel like you got to get out of your head. Above all, this will be worry, so much worry. This anxiety is counterproductive and damaging. And sometimes it's hard not to. Especially when you're going through things and it's like, I know I was at like, I'm going to, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Sleep. Biggest gift you could give to yourself. My sister told me, she's like, Jen, lay down at bed at 8 o'clock. She's like, even if you lay down for 15 minutes, she goes, even if you're sleeping at 15-minute intervals, she goes, you will start to sleep again. So I started laying down at 8. The kids would be playing video games, watching a movie, playing Legos, whatever they were doing. And I would start laying down. I would lay down at 8 o'clock and I would just close my eyes. Then I wake up. And then I would lay down again. And I would eventually I just started sleeping. You must find a way to quiet your mind during this difficult time. And that's the biggest thing. For some people, it's, smoking a little grass. Some people it's having a drink at the end of the day. Some people it's listening to music. Watching a movie. Like, what can you do to quiet your mind? Like, that's why I feel like you're kind of zoned out into the video game and you don't even realize. But at least you're in a safe environment where no one can hurt you. You know what I mean? Just, you got your headset on. It looks like it's a red headset, and you're just zonked into this game. You know what I mean? So who cares? Be zonked into the game. Enjoy the game. It's like, you know what? It's better than you obsessing about what you were obsessing about. Rely on meditation and visualization to find your peace. You know what? A lot of people run down video games, but you know what? Most of the time it's just like escapism. It's, you know what I mean? It's something just to preoccupy your thoughts and your mind at the time. Watching shows, whatever it is that you could give you that stillness. I remember when I was packing up the house between school and everything else that was going on. It's just like I would sit there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself an hour. I'm going to relax for an hour and watch Wendy. You know? I would sit there, take a break for 15 minutes, and then I just had to get up and just do. I didn't feel like I was being productive enough. You know what I mean? Because it's just like I have so much to do. It's like it has to get done. You know what I mean? I was just like nonstop. But it's just like watching Wendy made me laugh. You know what I mean? It just made me forget with everything that was going on for my life. For an hour in the day, it was just like I forgot what my life was going on. It says, so as 9 usually implies, your journey is near completion. And that's exactly what's happening here. This 10 of Swords, this Devil energy, this 5 of Pentacles, it is near an end. It will not last forever. This is temporary. But as this final stretch, you'll find yourself growing weary. Doubt and fear are running through your mind. The 9 of Wands asks you to rely on your confidence and realize how far you've come. Lift your eyes and take a few more steps. Soon, all your hard work will start to pay off. You know, they were saying being in the spotlight, getting those accolades, you know what I mean? Being recognized more for certain things. So you can't see what's going on because we only have so much information. We only have so much insight. So it's just like, again, how can I sit there and instead of obsessively thinking, what can I put my energy into? Where can I put this energy into so I'm thinking clearly, so I can move forward, so I can sit there at X, Y, and Z? Like, what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, I remember what it was last Christmas. I have no idea what that was about. But I remember I was doing things. You know, I sat there and I cleaned the stove and all this other stuff. And I took it out on my kitchen. I can't remember what that was about, but I know there was something there. I couldn't sit still. So I would get up and I would just do stuff. You know what I mean? What can I do? What can I do? You know, and I remember, I remember cleaning the fridge. I remember cleaning the oven. There was a couple of other things, but I felt tired after a couple of days. I was like, okay, time to rest. You know, but you'll feel that way. You'll drain your energy and then you know what I mean? You'll purge whatever this is. This uncertainty, everything, it'll make sense soon. You know, hopefully you'll be able to get some good sleep and you'll be able to pick up the sword again. You know, I feel like with the slower time, like, you know, this is like getting into the end of like December. You know, Mercury retrograde energy will be potent there. So it's just like, you know, just before you pick up the sword again for the new year, it's just, I feel like it'll be like, you know, quiet. They're showing January 12th and then you'll be able to sit there and move forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, November 28th, 2022. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.